everybody out there. Run 'em cowboy. That's what Rich says when he got back from Wyoming. He was riding on many stock. Did you ride horses when you were out there?
No, I'm not a horse rider.
You're not a horse rider? No. Yeah. Well, you could be if you wanted to.
Yeah, I could, but
You have to want, anything in life, you have to want to do it.
horses intimidate me. My toes are tender.
Well, that's because in your past life you used to work with horses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably one of them stepped on me and I remember.
Yeah. So that's what, really, a lot of times, and I think you might agree with, and my friend, we have Richie Carter. I don't even got to pronounce your last name. Bob. Yeah.
It's Bob with him.
Yeah. I don't know why, but it's always been Bob, hasn't it?
Always says that a lot, yeah.
Yeah. But Dave,
Balchunis.
and we got Mike Gonzalez coming on. He'll be up here shortly. Mike is an artist, and Dave is I'll get your name in a minute. Richard here is a freelancer now. I like, you have a free spirit. Yeah, you have a free spirit, and nothing's going to hold you back anymore. You're really enjoying life, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Okay, but you worked hard to be able to enjoy your life. Okay.
It wasn't an easy road, but I made it.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's it. You never gave up.
Yeah.
And you've actually seen a lot of tragedy in your life, but you were able to overcome them.
Yep.
And you had children, right?
Yep.
And you have a better relationship with them.
Yeah.
Do you find
I'm spending more time because I don't have a job.
Well, isn't it worth it?
My new job title is to create. So
Create.
whatever I want,
And
create every day.
and actually, folks, I got to tell you, he showed us some pictures on Facebook. I love them, where he took something and they made the most beautiful. Your kitchen, right?
Yep.
One. Yeah, and you did your garage.
Yeah.
Element.
But the story of my kitchen that makes it unique is I grew up in the house and moved away and stuff. My parents passed away, so I bought the house back from the estate. And I sold my house. I needed a place to live, so I said, well, I'll live there. So then it hit me that remodel it. So I'm doing everything except for the studs. Siding, electrical, plumbing, doing it all. To expand it the way I wanted it, I took my old bedroom. Now, my father built that house in 1958. He put down the hardwood floor, red oak, by hand. So I grew up with that under my feet. So when it come time to tearing that bedroom apart to expand the bathroom / laundry room, I had all this hardwood floor. When I designed the kitchen to go with a expensive countertop, it was going to be $7,000. And I said, you know what? I can create my own countertop. So I took and reclaimed that redwood oak, planed it down, redid it, put it on, and put 4 coats of epoxy on it, and it come out like glass. It is just gorgeous. So my father is there with me now, something that his hands touched, brought back from 1958, and still with me today.
And I've got to tell you that he is so proud of what you're doing.
Yeah.
He's actually smiling about it. Your mother actually said that it is unbelievable of the work that you have done. But the one thing about it is, and I think you might agree, Dave, hey, I got it right. Dave,
you
one
did.
thing that
That's
you
right.
might agree
See
with, and you're doing it with love.
Yeah.
You're not pressured to do it. You're doing it, you're taking your time.
And it was my mother's kitchen, so I had to implement some of her in there. Her favorite color was turquoise. So I found a backsplash that had blue turquoise glass with the white marble and gray marble, and put that all along the backsplash so it really pops with that countertop.
Now, did you have to, like here in Manchester, to improve your house or your garage, did you have to get a special permit from the town or city that you live in?
Yeah. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you where I live, but
No.
I get a permit, and I put on a 2-car garage. And it says right on the permit, before you enclose it, call for an inspection. I call them up. Come down and inspect the wiring before I close it up. Oh, we don't need to do that. Wait a minute. Your permit's expired. It's only good for 6 months. What? Yeah, you need another permit. So I had to buy another permit because I called them for an inspection, which they didn't do. They just got more money for another permit.
See, isn't that ridiculous? See, this is what I don't understand. You buy your property, or like when you bought your property, and if you want to build a fence around your property, you got to get permission from the town.
Well, they want to keep track of so they can get more money.
Yeah, isn't it?
comes down to
And
that.
raise the taxes.
It's just like this, call for inspection. Oh, you don't need an inspection, but you do need another permit because
Yeah.
that one's expired.
Was it expired?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm taking my time. I didn't know there was a time frame.
Time limit? Yeah. It's just another way for them to make money.
That's it.
I have a friend who had went and applied for it here in Manchester, went and applied for a fence to do built, and he got the okay. He did wait for it to come in the mail, so he started building his fence because he got a verbal okay. The city people came over and made him take the fence down, and the next day he got the permit.
Yeah.
It's
It's
ridiculous.
all about money. Whatever happened to freedom of taxation, representation without taxation?
Yeah.
We don't have that anymore.
When you buy something, you think it's yours. It's not.
No.
No. Pretty sad.
A friend of mine, I bought a house in a 55 and up senior citizen community. I don't think I'd want to live in one of them. That way, you got to be in control how many people go in. I don't want somebody to tell me, well, he's too young or whatever coming on my
You buy the
property.
place,
Yeah,
but you got to pay maintenance,
yeah,
and you got to pay the taxes.
yeah.
What do you really own?
Nothing.
That's right.
Yeah, and this is it, the government, whether it's a town, whether it's a city, or the people who own the property, they still control. Like when people buy condos, they have to buy, they have to pay a certain condo fee to maintain it, and they can vote you in or out.
Yeah.
And so isn't that control?
Yeah.
Isn't that what the Democrats want?
Sure is.
It is.
Don't you like your wife?
They're working overtime. It got in there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, I gotta say, Rich, if you have a chance to come out in a minute, if you ever go into the 110 Grill on Elm Street, my friend Nancy and I went there yesterday for luncheon. Great service, beautiful service. And the waitress, Marisha, was bent over backwards to be nice to us. And then the best part was the cook come flying out the door. He said, "You were right." Let's see right here. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, Marissa. And she says, he comes out and says, "You were right. You were right." And I go, "What was I right about? He'd go to jail or whatever, He went from a chef to being general manager of that restaurant.
Really?
And I told him he was going to get that promotion, And then I helped another lady who mother had died of a heart attack like 4 months ago, and I said, your mother told me to tell you not to forget to put the cream cheese on your English muffin, and now I knew that happened. Will I ever, as a reader, say I'm 100% right? No. Will you, Dave?
No.
No. Dave, you want to talk about you? Hey, actually, you got your name right.
You did. Second
Then
time in a
we'll talk to
row.
you afterwards.
Second time in a row. Lowell Medium Shop, 617-777-2236. Any type of reading, tarot, psychic, mediumship, crystal ball. Also, biffid@yahoo.com.
Now,
Yeah.
when you do that, are you spiritually trained or are you educational trained like online or my teachers?
Well, a lot of reading. I've done the work, the workshops in various places. So that's where I've sort of refined it, shall we say. But it just all came to me, just was there, shall we say.
It's fun, isn't it?
It is.
I know, Richie, you could have strong premonitions. You can see a lot of things, and don't be afraid of the premonitions that you see. Usually they're like forewarning signs, okay? And I would just say don't be afraid of them. Like you might be going down the highway, okay? And also you can just don't go that way, go another way. Follow what it's saying to you, okay? Oh yeah, we have Mike Gonzalez.
Yep.
Artist extraordinaire,
Yeah.
a father of 1.5 children.
Yeah, one in one brewing.
Well, that's what you want.
Yeah, she's the size of an avocado right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so.
And what is that you're doing there?
I'm doing a norm.
Oh.
Working on my norm.
Huh.
So hopefully
you're
by the end of the show it'll be done and I can
Okay.
give it to you.
Thank you. Make sure you sign it.
Of course.
See, isn't that awesome? You know, when you look at what you and I do, I know that, and we all love what we do. You like what you're doing now, taking your time, remodeling. By the way, you got a lot of traveling you got coming up. When I see you meeting a lady friend to go traveling with,
Nice.
it's a lot better to go with someone than to go by yourself, isn't
Yeah.
it?
She cute?
She's about 10 years younger than you are.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of puritanic. So you're going to have to teach her your way. But she's going to respect you and you're going to respect her. It's not going to be where she's going to, oh, I'm only going to travel with you for your money or whatever. But then I can see it. Not a marriage relationship. I don't see you getting married again. I don't think you want to. No. But I can see a strong companionship with you.
No question.
Okay. Okay. And we're both going to take turns doing a reading on you. How's that sound?
All right. That's why I'm here. You
Yeah.
know, I gotta say, like, I wouldn't be here had you not proven that you, like I said, no one's 100% accurate.
Right.
But before my wife was pregnant, you said you're having a girl. And then when she got pregnant, I go, well, Norm said we're having a girl. And then, you know, came time. She's like, Norm was right, you know. And then you said, you know, make sure she gets plenty of rest. She's low iron. Last visit, you know, she's low iron. So now we're taking supplements and all that. So, like, you know, I'd like to see where this goes. I do feel like you have a code of ethics where you're not allowed to tell me, like, if I'm going to meet my demise, though, right?
No, I'm not going to tell you that.
Right, so that's good. So I wouldn't be here.
No, it's not. You know what? I tell people a lot of times, like older
Dying?
people, you know, like you're like when you're gonna be around till you're like 90 and 95.
Well, 140.
Okay, because you're enjoying life. You're not allowing yourself to stress out.
No.
Okay, you're gonna see grandchildren and great grandchildren.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have a good bloodline in our family. Yeah. People seem to live, you know, not natural long lives. You know, if something were to happen, then that happens. Can't do anything about that. Well, maybe you can. I don't know. Maybe you can call me before it happens. But I feel like, I feel like that's the plan. And when you have a kid, which I did 2 years ago, you do subscribe to that a lot more. Like, it's a lot less, let's go live for today. Yeah. Then you see a kid and you're like, wow, I would hate to not be around for him, you know? Yeah. So I think that, you know, my decisions and choices I've been making lately have been towards, you know, being around long term, you know.
See, the one thing that I think Dave is going to agree with me, Dave.
Wow, that's amazing.
that you're psychic, everybody has psychic ability. Everybody, I don't care who they are. Yours is in the art form.
I've been having, so that's crazy you say that. I'm on a hot streak right now with psychic things. Like, there's one, when I was doing street art on the murals on the Jersey barriers, this guy came up to me when I wasn't painting and said, I see my future in your art. I'm like, okay, go smoke another one, crackhead. You know, but at the same time, I was kind of, you know, flattered by it too, that he would sit there and look at it. And, you know, so he was like, you know, and he's like telling me why, and it kind of made sense. And then randomly, I've been like I was with my buddy, and I'm like, hey, call your cousin. And I'm like, did I just say that out loud? Like, I didn't even know why I told him to call his cousin. He's like, I have to call my cousin. My mom told me to call my cousin. There was news from his homeland, and important news, and that impacted his future. In fact, he forgot to call, and he called right on time to get that news. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, call your cousin. He's like, why did you say that? And then another friend of mine, I haven't seen him in years, and I called him at a red light on hands-free, of course, and said, hey man, it's Gonzo, just seeing how you doing. His girlfriend died 2 days before or 3 days before, and they're having the service, the wake, that night. had I not called him, I would never have been there for him in his time of need. And the way I called him was just at a red light, and I'm like thinking, oh, I'm gonna call Chris. It's like, why? Why did I get that to call Chris when I hadn't called him in 2 years? But that day, that moment, just in the nick of time to get to the wake, I called him. So that's kind of a thing that's been happening lately, and I feel like it's because I've been a lot more freeing up. I let go of a lot of the BS and, stopped being, such a party animal type of thing, and just being home and enjoying my child, and I think that has opened up a little more room for other people.
Absolutely. Were you a party animal?
Yeah. I like to go out to the bars and, flirt.
But after a while, like when my son, and were you a party person? No. You were.
I was a party person.
It's amazing.
For sure.
Like when I gave up drinking, I had no desire to go out to the bars anymore. I have no desire. It's no fun. Cause I said to my son one day, "Is that how I really acted?" "No, Dad, you acted worse." I go, "Oh my God!" Cause I'd get up on the table and start doing a strip dance or whatever.
But I do that stuff.
Yeah. So.
I still do that once in a while.
Stripping on the table?
Yeah, who does that?
Yeah, throw the quarter at you, and then they throw it back. But the one thing that, actually, you want to do a reading on Rich and then on him, then I'll do it later.
All right.
You ready to have a reading done there, Rich?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Got your energy in them. Shuffle them up. Cut them, whatever you want.
And then he's going to do you.
No, I like watching. I'm going to watch what happens to Rich here.
I'm just reading to Matt after. We were talking about how he used to be my co-host for 7 years.
I can't believe that. And he's so up now. He's so accomplished and that's cool. I'm glad. Well, he's got his own radio show, and a lot of people watch it or listen to it.
All right.
I think it's cool that he did that 7 years ago.
Yeah. Well, it's a stepping stone for him.
All right. 3 to 5 cards, one at a time.
We're getting an inside reading, folks.
3, all right.
See all, tell all.
Really? Let's see what they say. I'll do them one at a time. I'm going to flip them over one at a time. So, wait, no. See, I put them down. I think I kept them on the bottom as the first one. So, all right, here you go. I like this. 2 of Pentacles. Everyone, as you can see, it's a well-balanced card. It goes perfect for what you say you're doing now. You're working in the house, you take the red oak floor and you made it into the kitchen countertops. What a great card for that. It's a little bit what you're doing in the background here, the blue waves, all right, to me. So it's emotional. It's a little bit emotional for you about, maybe, oh no, how am I going to bring this in together with this? How's that going to, fall into place with that? But, as you could see the card, this is, you're over there, you know what you're doing, you got the strength, you got the power, and it's just going, when you really think of it, it's just going nice and smooth for you. So keep up the good work with that. And as we continue along, we have the 3 of Rods. That's, sort of aspirations or, little directions you might want to take. As you can see, again, you have the 3 rods, you're looking forward, you're looking into the future, which is fantastic. As you can see, it's nice and bright future. There's really nothing in the way for whatever it is that you might have in mind, your goals, what you want to aspire to. And as you can see, 2 out of the 3 will say are really, really solid. As you can see, the rods, they're just supported just by the power of themselves, just by their own energy. So you got nothing to fear when it comes to that. 2 out of 3's, remember that song? 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Meatloaf.
Right, and that.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah.
And then the final card we have is Temperance. To me, all these cards are related. All right, so here we go. We can make this to relate to the other ones. Just look at the angle of the water going from the 2 cups there. Cups are emotions. So even emotionally, you go with the flow. You sort of, they're really not sort of really troubling you, because for some reason, you got the knack to sort of balance them out, make them go the way you want, and, to be prosperous. You get out of it what you want. You got really, really good inclination on how to do it. It's on the horizon. Again, he said earlier about a relationship. Here's a nice sun coming up over the mountaintop there. Bright new emotions. You got new growth here with the flowers to expand your emotions. So hey, you're on the right path. Whatever you're doing, don't resist.
I have a question.
Whatever you do.
When you say pick 3 to 5, and he picks 3, is there something to be said about that? The amount of cards he picks, does that mean he's less open or more open to it? Is there a reason? When someone picks 5, does it mean anything differently than 3?
It would probably come out the same, with maybe a little more sort of drawn out, but basically it's always the same.
This is more
there's
finite,
no different.
though,
Yeah,
right?
I've seen people that just pick 2 cards. You could do it with 1 card.
Right.
But yeah, it's no difference with.
I feel like you're a good negotiator, are you not?
Me?
Yeah. Like when you're having a business sit down or whatever it is,
Oh, yeah.
you kind of know how to
I just started one before I got here.
get your way, right? Yeah.
See, he can do it with a serious face, and because the one thing about him, he can have that dry sense of humor. They don't know whether you're serious or not.
Right.
And
Yeah.
But I go off their reactions.
right, isn't that cool? And the one thing that, if you decided to run for the town, like what they have, they don't select person, you would win.
Yeah, I know. I've been to a few meetings.
And you're very vocal.
And I'm finding out the manipulation that goes on even at a lower level.
Isn't it sad? I don't care whether they're Democrat or Republican or whoever they are. Is there really an honest politician in this country?
No.
Yeah.
Well,
This is
because
the
they
way I
have
feel.
because they have people that they're representing, and there is an agenda with every single. To get elected, you got to have some people some wind at your back. That wind is people's what they want. So you got to represent them.
When you
You
just
have-
said that wind at your back, what is the name of that song that has that in there? The wind at your back.
It's a female one, the wing beneath my wing.
Talking about
That's
Bette
it, wind beneath-
Midler,
that's it.
Bette
Yeah.
Midler,
Yeah,
I love, yeah.
the hero one.
but
Yeah. I love Janis Joplin.
I could see you on a bar dancing to Bette Midler.
Oh, hi. Oh, yeah.
But politicians, years ago, I ran for city council out in Springfield, Mass. And I got this call. It was a lady for whatever group she was in. I can get you so many votes. What do I get in return?
Yeah.
And I remember telling her, I says, keep
no
your
matter
votes.
What you're in, once you break that deal of honesty, what can you do for me thing, then you're destroyed.
Right, exactly.
You're
Yep.
destroyed because they're going to hold that against you no matter where you go, even to the smallest thing. So once you cross over into it, you've already walked into the corruption line.
Yeah.
You can't back
Yep.
down. You can't back down because somebody's always going to be there to call you on it. So you just keep going further and further and further. And that's what's happened to this country right now with a lot of the politicians. They're so far in debt with corruption,
Right, they owe people.
they can't back out.
And once you're
They don't know
in,
how to back out.
once you're in, it feels like you'll do anything to stay in.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Like you
Agreed.
get that taste, you don't ever want to
That's it.
not be an official anymore.
It's almost like their feelings are just numb.
Yeah.
I'll finish up with, I'm gonna do you now, and then you can do him, and
All right, and then you will, all right.
We're all doing each other. Okay.
Well, go ahead. I don't want to get my energy on it.
actually, you wanna
You got
swap
bad
for a
energy.
minute?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Wait, you want to swap? Squash that.
His request, I know.
Can you get out of here?
Stop
Then he's
pounding
gonna
on the
do-
table.
So would that impact the energy? That would impact it, him
It
touching
can.
those?
It can, yeah.
That's awesome.
When you have another reader that's touching your cards,
Uh-huh.
that can make, his energy could go into it, and you don't really want that. Okay, I'm gonna spread them out, and I want you to give me 5. See, what he did to 3, I'm gonna do 5. My website is spiritualvisionary.net, and I'm on Facebook, and my email is secondvisionbynorm@comcast.net.
Norm, you know, I've never gotten a reading with your cards.
Well, would you like to have one today?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Are you in the mood to listen to other readings?
Yeah, I want to give
All
some
right.
readings too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's fun to do. The thing, like, when you be creative the way you are really creative. Whether it's cooking, whether it's doing your house over or whatever. Even on the job, you always created. You always had, and you always had that positive energy about you. But don't piss you off. Don't pee you off. I don't like to say that. Or they're gonna pick. But you're forgiving, but you don't forget.
Correct.
Okay.
I could see that for sure.
Abundance. Okay, if you can see abundance.
Female
Yeah.
abundance, I like
Yeah.
that.
Actually, you're not a big class flirt. Okay, you have a great energy towards women, and you respect them. Okay, which says a lot at our age, But you have a lot of respect for people, especially women like Kim. You respect her a lot, and the women that you have gone with. You were married before, right? But you
Yes.
still respect her.
Oh, yeah.
And in other words, you don't hate her or anything like that,
No, she's hasn't changed, and that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah,
No,
and that's
fine.
okay,
that's
because you've gone on with your life.
Yeah.
You didn't waste time. Oh, poor me,
No.
everything is over. And I also will tell you, the people in your neighborhood. I don't know. You live in a country setting.
Yep.
You have houses around you.
Yep.
They are so curious at what you're doing with your house. I actually could see you having a house party, inviting them to come take a tour through your house.
I've given them a peek. They are.
And are they jealous? I don't. That's like people are jealous of your artwork, Mike, because you're an individual person. And like with you and I, what we do, I don't have room for jealousy. Do you?
No.
No. Okay. Do you play the guitar?
Yep.
I bet to have you next time you come, bring a guitar. I think I said that before.
Yeah, you did before, but it's kind of an odd
Yeah.
setting,
Yeah,
It's just,
but you have to be ready for it too. Okay, but I actually will tell you in the abundance of when you meet the right person. I'm not going to say you're going to get married, because but do I see you living as a couple? Because you work too hard for what you have, and you're not going to allow anybody to take it away from you. The only one that's going to have is your grandchildren. Boy, they wrap Grandpa right around their finger, don't they? And isn't it fun?
Yeah.
Oh, I enjoy it. My granddaughter now is 22, and she's now studying to be a surgeon technician.
It's almost like you get to relive what you've already lived.
Right.
I had 2 daughters. Now I got 3 grandsons and a granddaughter. But that granddaughter is a spitting image of her mother. And I see her, the same habits, the same pattern. And it's really enjoyable because,
Now you spend time with them.
yeah, you get to spend time with them. You spoil them and send them home and don't worry about it.
Yeah, they get fashion. Oh, when my granddaughter, until she was like 9 years old, every day we were together. Like if you were near me, I'd be spoiling your daughter. Okay, and every day we'd go to the park. We'd climb Mount Rock Remnant or whatever, and we had to have peanut butter and marshmallow sandwiches that she would. But we had to stop on the way back to get an ice cream and a soda, because that was our reward. But it was just so much. Or she'd come in the house and I'd call her mother and say, I miss all that. And I'd tell people, enjoy your children, enjoy your grandchildren while they are small, because they grow too fast. Don't you find that?
Absolutely.
Okay. But the abundance that I'm seeing you with, is financially, you're going to be okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't see you ever. Health-wise, I do see a blood pressure problem and a borderline diabetic problem. but you're actually taking a lot better care of yourself than you have in a long time. I don't see you with cancer. Okay, and I want to be right on that.
Yeah.
'Cause, okay, I call myself the one-breasted wonder because they had to remove my breast, you know. But at least the spirit got rid of all of it. That's all I care about. But I do see you going. I don't know what's in Texas, but I do see you going to Texas.
A lot of things in Texas.
A lot of wild women in Texas, cowgirls.
And I got an uncle, a lot of cousins down there.
Yeah. Okay. But I do see you doing like a month out of maybe a month or two out of every year. You're going to be going away for a while.
Yeah.
But the people that live around you are going to guard your house. You have some pretty good neighbors.
Yep.
And that's pretty awesome, you know.
That and cameras.
Yeah, good. Cameras work wonders, don't they?
At the instant something comes walking
Oh,
by
on
my
your-
house, it's on my phone,
Oh.
just like that.
You know, you've lost a lot of things. You've lost some money, you've lost emotions, and you've lost a patch for a while. But all that loss had taught you how to become a better person for you. Would you agree with that?
Yep.
Because at one time, you were pretty angry at one time. But you got rid of it all.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Only because it doesn't solve any problems by you getting lost. You know, all it does is make a whole new beginning for you. And this is what you're on. You're on an incredible journey. When I say incredible journey, I mean that. You're going to be on a journey, and you're going to wake up someday and say, "Is this for real?" You know, that's like when I wake up and I realize that what I do for reading, what I do for a living, how I think back about I was Peck's bad boy, you know, and but then I say, look where I've been, look where I have come, you know. When we realize that you've been down, almost broken, you just worked your way up to be where you were a truck driver, right?
Yeah.
For Walmart. Okay. They weren't bad then, but you enjoyed working, didn't you?
Yeah.
They want you to come back to work part-time, you know that, right?
Oh, I know it. They didn't want me to leave, but
Yeah.
I served my dues. 43 years over the road,
Oh, that's
Wow.
long enough.
time to hang it up.
You really did get a chance to know your children then.
Right.
But now you sure make it. And I gotta tell you, you are the most bragged about grandfather in the schools.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Well, my grandfather does this, and my grandfather lets me do that, and my grandfather does all that. And it's a good feeling, okay? You said you had 2 daughters?
Yeah.
Do you have one daughter that has a breathing problem?
Not now. She used to have asthma.
Okay, because I'm seeing some kind of more breathing problems coming to her.
Yeah.
She's not a smoker, right?
No.
No. I don't blame cigarette smoking on COPD. Does it help? No. Does it add to the COPD? Probably a little bit. But you know, when people have COPD, I tell them, enjoy it, you know, and
Yeah.
COPD, you know. But I am concerned about her health, I'll be honest with you. I'm not saying she has cancer or anything like that, but I think she needs to learn how to take better care of herself.
Yeah.
Okay. Boy, you can put on a meal when you want to, can't you?
Yeah.
You can really do a gourmet cooking. You can really do everything you enjoy doing because you're not pressured.
It's part of the new job title, create.
Yeah.
I can create anything I want.
Oh, he should have made one of his meatloafs and brought it in
There
for
you-
us. We wouldn't have
right, that's
complained. You make meatloaf?
I do.
See?
The last one I
We
made
would have
was
enjoyed it, right?
the last one I made was filled with broccoli and cheese inside.
That sounds yummy.
That's different.
I remember the next time we get you back on again. Hopefully you're going to come back on again.
Set up a smorgasbord here, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
And you can serenade us
Yeah.
while we dig in.
One thing that I have to say about you that I love, that when you get depressed, you don't allow it to overwhelm you. Okay? And you look and say, what the hell am I depressed about? And then when you start realizing that, and you start remembering the creator that you are,
Right. Because one of my philosophies is, if you can't control it, you can't get stressed out of it. You got to give it up, because if you're starting to get yourself stressed, if you're starting to think about it, think about, well, all right, how can I fix this? And if you can't fix it, if it's beyond your control, why do you stress over it? There is no absolutely no reason to stress over something you cannot control.
No.
If there's something you can control, then that puts it in a different category, because then you start the steps of fixing it.
Are you saying eliminate it from your life, or just try not to stress about it?
If you're stressed about something, panic, worried, all this stuff, think about, can you control that? Can you make a change in that? And if you can't, let it pass by.
Right.
Because why stress yourself over something you can't control? So if you're all those thoughts of that, what that stress is, put it on a cloud and let it drift by.
You
Just
say
let
that's
it go.
a new theory. How did you come up with that? Did someone tell you that, or did you come up with that on your own?
I can't give anybody credit but God.
There you go.
He gives me these thoughts.
Your mother, she gave you the thought.
Yeah.
Your mother was very philosophical, wasn't she? In
Yeah.
other words, she did stress over a lot of things. You're very much like her.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was opinionated.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just like you are. Your father was more reserved.
Yeah.
Okay. But your mother, if she had something to say, it would take her a while to build up her courage. But what she did, you better well listen. She was a disciplinarian in your family. Were you the text bad boy growing up?
She was the one that would say, wait until your father gets home.
Oh no, I always hated that. My poor mother would say, wait till your father gets home.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah.
Because her dad come home, we'd all disappear.
Yeah. I was gonna hear that. I want to talk to you. My dad would go across the
No,
road.
she usually, it was a threat.
Yeah. Well, my dad would go across the road and cut a branch, and I could always tell when I was going to get a beating or spanking, because he would wear his hat, and he would wear it like this. He would put it down like that. And I said, oh, I'm really in trouble. Or he would start whistling.
Well, I learned how to dance, my father.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. He'd grab one hand and a belt in the other, and the object was to run as fast as you could so the belt didn't hit so hard.
Right.
Go round and round and round.
And we called it the avoiding the strap.
Yeah.
But you know what? You didn't die from it.
No.
I didn't die from
No, I
it.
learned respect.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's the problem today. That children do not respect
No,
their
when you tell them
parents,
to
and
time out in the
parents don't
corner, what do they
respect-
learn from the corner? The
Yeah.
corner ain't teaching them nothing.
No. You're going to be a fantastic dad.
I already am, and I think that getting the respect thing you got to do from day one, and then not lose it.
Oh, yeah,
when
yeah,
you
you
when
can't.
you f up and you start doing things which he sees, not you, us. Like if I were to
Yeah.
if I were to say we're going for a walk, I gotta go for that walk. That little tiny letdown can make him lose the respect. I think that I don't envision a time where I'm ever gonna whip out a belt and hit my kid.
It's not so much the discipline, it's more of the communication. You have to communicate in detail of what's right and what's wrong.
Correct.
And some of it can come off pretty harsh, but you got to get your point to them.
Right.
And the problem now is there is no communication. Somebody gets in trouble, what do they do? 1, 2, they start
Right.
counting.
Right.
That's not discipline. Or go stand in a corner.
Or they
That's
say
not
go in
discipline.
your room for an hour
Yeah.
and then they let them out in 10 minutes.
Right.
I
because
was
you-
good for that.
You have to explain to you, communicate, no matter what age they are, communicate at their level or whatever, and make them understand wrong from right.
It's for their own good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a woman who used to punish her child by putting him in the bathroom. So I said to her, I said, every time that child has to go to the bathroom, he's going to think
gonna
he's
be
being
down.
punished.
Yeah, it's
She
true.
said,
It's going to scare the crap
Well,
out of them.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good place to
yeah,
go.
yeah. And when I said, so that's an improper way of doing it. If you want, my son never got spanked. I can remember when I had my stepchildren, and I was going to spank my oldest stepson, and I said, because my dad used to say, I got to do it one more time till you learn. And I said, wait a minute, what the hell am I doing? I broke the mold, and I said, no more.
Yeah.
Because you can't. I'm all in favor. I don't see a problem spanking a child on the buttocks. But I don't say a belt. I don't see a paddle. Yeah.
I was afraid to let my down more so like disappointing him
Yeah.
than I was afraid of getting hit. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, I just can't, different ideology,
Yeah.
but I if I saw someone hitting their kid, I would report them, to be honest. I don't think there's any room for hitting
It
the kid.
depends on if they're disciplining or if they're releasing their inner anger
On the child.
on a
I
child,
would, yeah.
that is wrong.
Right. Which
If-
is most times
If
I
a
feel
kid
like.
is outrage, needs a little control, stop. But you have to do it with an authority voice and be calm and communicate what's wrong. Some of these parents, their anger comes out, and they're taking their anger out on the kid.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Don't you think that's a slippery slope, though? Like, when you, like, if you do it the right way and you do it that, don't you think, like, now you're doing it, so then there's always room for it going to that point where you say, I had a bad day, so I'm going to give him a little extra one.
Right, yeah. Well, again, the person that's doing it has to be mindful of that, not to take your frustrations
And never
out
hit
on
a
that.
child when you're drinking.
You know, it's like a couple. It's like a couple that's going along, and you know, the male and female, and the female all of a sudden just loses it because of one thing the male said. Communication is the key there. When the male needs to go to the female and say, "What did I do? That one little thing blew you up like that." If she's honest and she's going to come out, chances are there's a lot that went on that day, or there's a lot that's on her mind, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back by just triggering that. And the same thing in a lot of situations. Your kid is being misbehaved, and you're over here with all this stress that you can't control, and is all building up over here, and boom, you focus that whole energy right on that. People both ways in a lot of different situations need to take responsibility for their own actions and say, why am I doing this? Let me control this. Before I lash out on my spouse because he's irritating me or she's irritating me, let me control this. Let me just take a walk. I was working with my granddaughter the other day on a math problem, and math is stupid nowadays. But anyway,
It's ridiculous.
but she was, I told her, I said, stop. Take a walk down the hall to your bedroom and come back. And she looked at me, gave me that funny look, put her pencil down, walked down, and I could see in her body language as she walked away, it started to change, and she come back, didn't say a word, and picked it up and continued. Sometimes you just need to take a break.
A lot of time, like, so Brandon will agree with this. If you're playing video games, this is a metaphor, but if you're playing video games and you can't get over that one hump in that level, you'll get stuck for 7 hours in front of your TV. The next time you pick it up, you beat it the first time you play it.
Yep.
And that goes to show, like what you're saying, like,
Yep.
when I'm in an art slump, I will just take it, put it aside, and start a new one, and then I'll get back to it, because you don't want to overwork something either.
Right, and that theory applies to a lot of different things. I got a good friend of mine. He teaches art, music, and part of his teaching is you practice for 10 minutes on this chord, get up and walk away, take a break, and then come back and try it again. But you need that mental break in between doing that, and that applies to a lot of different things.
In art, if you're feeling your flow, though,
Yeah.
I do encourage to keep it going, because when you get there, it's hard
sometimes
to
just
get back there.
Just a couple minute breather will
Yeah.
reset.
One of the things, too, that I've learned, I always felt that my stepchildren could do no wrong until I learned the hard way, you know. But you have to accept the responsibility that, okay, your son did this or your child did that. Don't say, oh, no, my son did. Or
He wouldn't lie to me. My son would never lie.
No,
Yeah.
you know, and oh, no, my son would never do it, or my daughter would never do it. You have to say, okay, find out if he did it. Don't just say, oh, no, he wouldn't do it, or she wouldn't do it.
You know what my mother taught me?
Uh-oh.
A valuable lesson. She would always defend me. I could do no wrong. I'd get in trouble at school, teacher's fault. She would always stick up for me. And I knew it was wrong, but I could get out of anything by telling her what I wanted her to hear. And she would defend me. And I remember that back when I was younger, I was manipulating.
Became a trick.
But she taught me a lesson not to be like that, to question, to find out. You can support people you want to support, but you got to get both sides of the story before you make a decision. Because just believing in one side of the story is not fair.
No.
Because myself, I love my mother, but as a kid, I manipulated her. Because it was easy. She loved me. So if I got in trouble, it was the teacher's fault, not mine.
I had a foster mother, I'm going to tell you right now, if mothers are like my foster mother, I had an awesome, like you said, I could do no wrong.
Right.
Okay, and so I was very blessed that way. I made a bookcase one time back in high school. It started out like this, and then by the time I got done with it, it went down like this. So I pushed the kid away and I stole his.
Oh.
Yeah. My mother said that I'm sure that I must have made it. I had to end up telling the truth. You know? But my mother had a way of making me feel guilty without coming out. Isn't it amazing what parents can do?
Yeah.
Says something about themselves too. Like if you're believing your kid at everything, you almost like you're protecting your own feelings by doing that.
Yeah. The New Horizon, you've got a lot. I don't know. Do you want to go to Alaska and Newfoundland? I have no idea what this is. I'm going to tell you now. Dave, I want you to concentrate, see if you agree with me. But I see you going to Alaska, and I do see you going to Newfoundland.
Really?
Okay? But I don't see you traveling alone.
Alaska's crossed my mind a few times. I've had a lot of friends that go up there and told me the best way to do it is to go to Washington State, get on a ship, take the ship up to Alaska, get on the Canadian Railroad, and take the scenic rail back down to the States.
And you can eat some of that blubber.
So this has crossed your path before, this notion of Alaska.
Yeah.
Alaska's awesome.
That's a random
Every
prediction, too.
bend you make, the scenery, it's just spectacular.
But I actually do, and I'm going to tell you it's going to be tomorrow. People think that when Dave and I do reading, it's all going to
I know,
like that.
I know.
And I used to
Hey,
do
what
it for
happened?
4 years, You're really learning how to balance your life, aren't you? You don't allow the negative to overrule. Nor do you allow the positive to overrule. You know there has to be both the negative and the positive in order for our journey to continue. Okay? So you're learning how to do that. Okay? By the way, I see you losing 60 pounds.
Yeah.
And you're going to feel
I'd like
better.
to see that too. I can vision it.
Yeah. Well,
Just gotta beat it.
Hey, I lost 55.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't know how I did when I found out I had diabetes, and that's when I started losing.
Well, I lost 60 pounds, and then I went to Wyoming. And Wyoming gave me 20.
That's
I
a
took
good
about
excuse.
15,
Yeah. Food good out there?
I don't know. It wasn't great, but it was.
Beer.
It was a whole different eating pattern than I was used
Do
to.
you eat elk?
No.
Oh.
I chased one though.
Oh.
He was laying there in the field and told my aunt, I said, "Hold it, stop." So she stopped. I got out, walked up to it, and I got about 20 feet from it, laying down. Finally, I got up and said, "Damn tourist." And I walked off. I got my camera going.
But you really do enjoy life, don't you?
Yeah.
You really, truly do, and I think that's important that you do that. I'm not going to tell you that it's all going to be peaches and cream, but I am going to tell you it's going to get better each day.
Okay.
And I see the friendship you have with Kim actually getting stronger too. Even though you may have different beliefs in a lot of things, but there's a lot of things you both have in common.
One of my beliefs. I guess I got time, right?
Yeah, you got a lot of time.
I don't claim to be psychic or anything else. Over my years, I've had a lot of messages that I've passed on. And I've always questioned, where does it go? Where does it come from? Who is that giving me those messages? And lately, last year, I'm coming to the realization that Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit are the ones that are protecting me and that are giving me these messages. They're definitely coming through strong. This one quick story was a friend of mine posted a picture of he lives in a log cabin. He was sitting back on his deck and he had his foot up on the railing. A little bird comes and sit on his foot. So me being the wise guy, I said, must be he's got a foot fetish. And so he laughed, whatever. And then later he posted another picture of a bird sitting on his gas grill right beside him. Now, around that time, I've been seeing a lot of birds in people's posts of they go hiking out in the woods and they hold a hand out and a bird will come sit on it. So I can wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, which a lot of times I do, because that's a peaceful time to meditate or just open your mind up to God
I do that,
and listen to things. So I'm reading stuff on the phone and I go to the bathroom and I look and I see that he posted that other one of the gas grill. So I said, is that the same one that had the foot fetish? Now he's up at 3:30 in the morning. And he writes back, no, I don't think so. Well, I was going to come back with another smart remark, and I said, all of a sudden I get this warm sensation, and I said, no. This is God's way of showing us the world's going to be okay. Right? I leave the bathroom, and on my bedroom window, tap, 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 3:30 in the morning, pitch black out. And I stopped and looked at the window, and there was a bird pecking, flying, pecking at my glass. So I got my phone in my hand, so I flip it over to the camera, and I go up to take a picture of him. He grabs onto the screen, and he's looking. And I had that warm sensation again, like, yeah, this is evidence. God says the world's going to be okay.
That's
That's validation right there.
It's like that.
And I got the
Marley
phone.
song.
I got the picture with me right now. If you wanted to see it.
Well, one of the things I do
So-
believe that birds are messages.
Yeah.
They really are. Just like your flowers and like your butterflies.
Yep.
They're all messages. That's why I get upset when I see somebody kill a butterfly.
Yep. Dragonfly.
I
same
don't
way.
kill anything. Well, the only thing I'll kill is a cockroach.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, I don't kill anything.
That Bob Marley song, Three Little Birds. He said, woke up this morning on my
Everything's
doorstep,
gonna be
three
all right.
little birds on my doorstep, and the chorus says, everything is going to be all right. So that's very symbolic for what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Shuffle those.
I never knew how to shuffle well.
All I need is your energy.
All right, I'll do this. But then I was going to say, but then I became an expert shuffle.
There you go. And I'm going to have you sit here and do
That's
it.
amazing, though, the bird
All right.
thing, because once in a while, you'll see, like, just a bumblebee just fly right in your, just hover and just kind of, like, look at you. And you're like, wow, that bee's got some balls. But at the same time, it's like, he knows I'm not going to hurt it. And it's just one of those great feelings that, reminders.
Take out 5.
5, okay.
Yeah.
Any 5?
85.
Right.
Wherever your spirit feels you need to go.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. These 5 right here.
Are you ready to move out of this state?
Not. I love Manchester. I just love it. I love the life I built here. I love knowing everybody.
Wait, 'cause I'm gonna switch
But
gonna
if
sit over
that's
there when I
what
get
it
ready.
takes
Oh,
to be a husband and a father, then that's my first love.
And I actually see you moving towards the Texas area.
So yeah, I mean
yeah, me too.
that could really be
Wow.
that could really be a thing that I worry about, but not. But also, there's days where I'm like, hey man, let's just try this Texas thing. The thing is, I like having Manchester as my backdrop, as a security blanket, almost like when I'm having a bad day, it's nice for someone, hey, what's going on, buddy? Like seeing an old friend,
Right.
like that. That's what I would fear missing, not being everything that I am now, But I've moved before and I've been fine.
Yeah.
But number one, I want to be a family member, so if that's what it is.
You create a lot. You have your own space at your house when you're doing artwork.
That's funny, that's what you got.
Create it. Your ability, as we said before, and the second is artwork.
Norm, when you ask me a question, yeah, I have my own space, but it's not authorized. It's kind of like when I don't have art space to do, I'll be in the shower drawing on the walls with shampoo. Like it just it has to get out of me, and if not, it fills up and comes out of my ears. So there's people get it, and art is one of those unbecoming. It smells bad, it looks bad. the process of making something beautiful is such an ugly process.
All right.
It's
But
messy.
you enjoy making it become beautiful.
Oh, there's nothing better. Yeah.
So you know Tony Williams?
Tony Williams, the art guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anthony Williams.
Yeah, Anthony. Yeah. I've known him for a long time.
Yeah.
And he's come a long way. I love it when I see these artists or readers or whatever, spiritual people or whatever. I love when they start, like with you, you're going to be going a long way in your ability, okay?
I do feel that happen.
You may not always do the so-called common art, like you do what you create for you, what makes you feel. And you actually, you visualize as you're creating it. And it comes into people may not understand your artwork, and that's okay.
Right. So I do
But
what I
if
want
you-
for sure.
Yeah, don't ever change your way.
Even commissioned work, I end up giving them the
Yeah.
disclaimer. You want this dog on a porch, but the dog might be green and the porch might be
Yeah.
a disco.
You know, one thing that you have about you is you have a lot of inner beauty. And I don't mean that in any other way, but I mean, you are a beautiful hearted person. Okay?
Yeah.
But you also have a wall around you where nobody's going to really get to you unless you want them to.
Yeah, I
Okay.
isolate a lot.
You're very protective of that, okay? And you're also very protective of your wife and your child and your other child coming,
I'll
okay?
kill anyone for that. Yeah, I would. No, I would. That's one of my biggest stresses that I can't, they call me, the helicopter parent, which I'm getting better at, if he's about to fall, I have a hard time just not putting my hand down. But I guess how the hell is he going to learn if he doesn't, So I'm starting to less helicopter. I am worried about having a girl, how I would just be so... Yeah, I don't know. I got to get better at that. And
You
get
are
counseling or
really
something,
on
but
the right path.
I worry about my kids too
Don't
much.
you're over worrying,
Yeah, you're way too overworried.
okay? The more you over worry, we all did that, right? Yeah, remembered. But we all over worry because we want the best for our children. I'm really literally frightened for our children growing up in today's society. Oh, I said that when my son was small. We've always, but more so today.
Let me mention something about that. 'Cause I've heard that a lot when I was out in Wyoming. My aunt said, "I'm glad I'm not growing up now, and I'm
me.
glad and all this stuff." Stop and really think about that. Our ancestors. You can go back as far as you want. What would they say if they were alive today compared to what they had it? They thought they had it nice. They thought they had it nice when they had to go out and hunt for their own food. They didn't have a grocery
the best
store.
at the time.
Yeah. They had to supply for their family. And the ones that stayed home had to raise the kids and run the gardens and do everything, go gather the water and all that stuff. And then they heard about the future and they go, oh, glad we're not living there. I'm glad we're So generation after generation adapts to what it has to offer. But the principles are always the same. We're here to learn. We're here to express love. There's a lot of hatred. There's a lot of hell. We have to overcome that, no matter what the situation is around us. The scenery might change, but the principles are all the same. We need to express the love and compassion for others and create. That's why God created humans, is to create and take care of one another and be honest. The rules of life is simple.
You need to touch on that too. When a kid has a problem, you hear about a kid killing themselves at 13.
Yeah.
Like, well, what do they have to kill? Oh, they kill themselves over a boyfriend? There's a comic that I like that his saying is everybody's got their Vietnam.
Yep.
And that means some Vietnams are their actual Vietnam. But that kid's issue, whether you turn your nose at it and say, that's nothing to get mad at, it was enough for him to kill himself over.
It's like Norm said, the kid that got locked in the bathroom. He's going to grow up with a phobia. And if he doesn't express himself and find somebody he can relate that to and talk to and get that out and say that's okay, that happened back then, leave it there. A lot of my friends went to Vietnam and the same thing there. Why does the government draft young people? Because their minds are soft. They can manipulate them. They can brainwash them to kill. They're killing machines. They put a lot of training into killing machines. They send them out to kill. And then they expect them to come back into society after that brainwashing they just had.
There's no
That's
12-week
hard.
course on society.
That's hard. There's no deprogramming the government offers.
no
So
boot
they
camp.
come back and they just can't handle it. So they live under a bridge because they're confused. Again, communication is the key. People need to express themselves and get out.
If
And
someone has a problem going into the bathroom, don't look at it like, well, you need to get over that. That might be
No,
the
you-
biggest problem ever to that person. And that's what a lot of people...
you have to get them to tell you. Express your feelings to me. Express your anger to me. Let it out.
My granddaughter, and I am so proud of her now. She was on Facebook a lot, and she made once you go kill yourself, doing this and that. We actually had to take the medication away because we had a fear with it she was going to do it. So we got her the proper help, and we listened. And now today, she's studying to be a surgeon technician, and she and her boyfriend just bought a house. And with your child or you or I, as long as we can support our children, they can get better.
Yep.
But you've got to make sure you have that support for them.
You gotta listen and
Well,
not give them a bad reaction to what they say.
Yeah.
Well, look what's going on today. They're trying to take away every single thing that people identify with.
Yep.
They're taking down statues. They don't want you to
History.
mention God. They want to take your free will.
Yep.
The times are different. They don't want love. They don't want people to learn. They want total control. They want to take away your God-given free will.
They do.
Exactly.
It's up to us
Mike.
to
Oh,
not
great.
let them.
Thanks,
Well,
Norm.
I agree.
Well, this is not bad. Okay.
You just pulled death out of the
Right.
card.
Death does not mean that you're dying. What it means is the old Mike is dying and a whole new beginning. You're now a dad.
Yeah,
You're happily married.
double dad, yeah.
Double dad. And you've got a great future ahead of you because you're letting go of the old Mike.
Right.
Okay? You're learning to say, you know what? I want to be the best dad in the world. I want to be the best husband in the world. Okay? And I want to make my parents proud of me.
Right.
Do you
Well,
communicate with your parents?
so, my dad's dead.
Yeah.
He just died a couple years ago.
By the way, he watches your granddaughter all the time. I mean, his granddaughter and your daughter.
I believe that. I mean, I get signs all the time. It's ridiculous, the cantiness of it. But, and then my mom, I don't really, I could get along better. I'm being stubborn. I have this thing like, well, she's the parent, but I need to get over that. We still see each other, we're not as tight as we should be. And a lot of that is me.
I never
I've let her
agreed,
down a few times.
I never agreed that, we should be intended, we should be, you are where you are supposed to be, okay? Because you don't want to smother each other, and you're learning how to accept each other, okay? And you spiritual-wise or emotional, you're both where you're supposed to be. You agree with that?
Yep.
Okay. Because even though you've done a lot of helter-skelter things, but
Well, nothing like awful.
no, but you're making amends for the wayward things you might have done. Have you caused disappointment to your mom? I'm sure you have.
Yeah, but
Okay.
she's also ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay. So what the good thing is about it, you're still there for her.
Yes,
And
of
she
course.
needs you.
Anything in the world.
You're going to be running there. And that's just what I'm saying, is that the old Mike with that chip on his shoulder, we'll say 5 years ago, now has got rid of that chip and realizing, I got a great daughter and I got another child coming. I got a beautiful wife, a wife that you never expected to have such
No.
a inner beauty.
I
that
gave
she
up
has.
on love completely when I met her. So it's like I was going out putting, nice clothes on and trying to be, the guy who got girls, and then I quit and I got it. The girl.
Welcome to Norm's Community
the way.
Corner.
Hello, how you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing really great. How are you doing, Mary?
Good. My kitties went to the doctors and they they all gained too much weight. One, because Ladina, she's 20 pounds. And Crystal Baby, the one who likes your chicken,
Oh, yeah.
she's 15.
Her cat Crystal Baby watches my show every week.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
hi, Crystal Baby.
You're right,
Yeah,
Crystal
she's cute.
Baby.
Mary, I have a black cat that we call Mr. Shadow now.
Oh, I love black cats. I had 2 of them, but my doctors had the 2 of them.
Well, we come home one day. Scott had his window open, the screen open. We found Mr. Shadow laying on Scott's bed.
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't it? You know. Yeah. So how are you feeling?
Not too bad, not too bad. And hey, you know, what can you say?
Yeah.
You know, sugar is sugar.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I have to watch it all the time. You
Yeah.
know. And you told me. I remember when before I even found out I had a sugar problem. She looks at me. She said, "You better get your sugar checked."
Yeah,
And so I finally did. And I,
good for you.
you know, I blame myself for not getting it taken care of it better because I always thought I was invincible.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But I'm now cancer free. You know.
Great.
And I'll tell you, the doctors here in Manchester, like you just said, I love them. They're great. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
How's your cousin?
Yeah, all my doctors are all in Manchester, except for except 2 of them, they're in Bedford,
Right.
but they're still with Elliot.
Yeah. How's your cousin doing?
There.
Is she going through a lot of confusion?
Oh, God, yes. I saw her, and then, you know, I said, what would you like, you know, before the pandemic hit, so.
Yeah.
And I said to her, I said, what would you like for me to bring? So I brought her her coffee, her sandwich, you know, and a donut. So we're sitting there drinking coffee, and she looks at me and she said, can you do something for me? I said, sure, what's that? She said, will you call my cousin? And that's me.
Yeah.
I'm the only cousin she's got left.
Yeah.
And I looked at her and I said, yeah, I'll do it. I just, whatever she said, I agree. And all on 2 minutes later, she's back to herself.
Yeah.
Then she's gone again.
But she has a great cousin in you.
I hope so. We're the only ones left.
Yeah.
We're the only ones out of her family of 8.
Yeah.
And 2 of us. And the only first cousins left. That's it now. Her and
I have
I.
a testament for her to ask her to call her cousin, though. That means she holds her at high regard.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mary, you want to tell people who you are and what's going on?
Yeah, I'm cruising with Mary. I'll be on tomorrow at 5 o'clock live. Same channel, same place as Mom.
Right.
Tomorrow I have NASCAR guys coming on.
Awesome.
The midget races. The owner and 3 of his drivers coming on tomorrow.
And that sounds
And
very
I
exciting.
hope this weekend to get an interview with the Manchester Airport Museum.
All right.
And to get them on. So,
Yeah.
a lot of things are going on right now, so
Those NASCAR,
trying, you know.
those NASCAR guys, isn't that, let's go, Brandon?
No, it doesn't. No, so I got them
NASCAR.
coming on tomorrow.
Okay. And what time?
They're coming on at 5 o'clock with me,
Okay.
and that will be live. I hope my Facebook is working,
Oh.
so I can go live with Facebook too.
Well, I'll check it out on my Facebook and I'll call you and let you know.
All righty,
All right.
will do. I see Gonzo. Wait, hello.
Hi.
Hey,
Yeah.
can I get a reading?
Sure.
Just for the heck of it.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll give you a reading.
Yeah, Dave. I'm going to have Dave give you a reading. Let me finish these.
All righty.
All right. Dave, you want to give her a reading?
All right, you're going to finish that in a minute? All
Yeah,
right, I'll
yeah,
shuffle
we'll put it
quick.
in
I'll do a
this,
3-card reading.
All right.
All right? We'll leave those. Let me put them in. I don't think they'll come up, but let me get these cards. All right, give me a second. Let me shuffle them up, Mary.
Well, he's like an old lady. He's going to
I
take
know.
his time there.
I know.
You do it right.
I know. So, Mary, what are you holding in, though? I'm getting the big, I can feel you holding something in.
Yeah, that's for another day.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Mary,
I
Mike
have
got a
to
new. Yeah, Mike
get
got a
through it, put it
Mike
that
got a
way.
job with General Electric.
I know, that would be nice.
No, Mike got a job starting in November with General Electric.
Mary, I got the cards spread out, so I'm going to run my hands over them. You tell me when to stop. That's how we're going to pick the cards, all right?
All righty.
Anytime you want to tell me to
Stop. Stop.
Okay, next. We've got 2 more.
Stop. Stop.
All right, I got that. 1 more, Mary.
Stop.
All right, let's see what we got for Mary.
She's going to be the hot-looking young
Right, so Mary, you know how I read. Once I start, I just keep going, but if you want to stop me and ask a question, feel free to jump
Okay.
in. All right? Well, the first card we have, Mary, look at this. The Tree of Cups. How can you go wrong with that? I can see rejoice here, a real good feeling coming up for you, a celebration, good times. Just look at it. Everyone in there is having a fantastic time, celebrating old times, whatever it is. So, chin up, Mary. It's not all doom and gloom yet.
I'm going to a party.
All right.
Somebody's birthday party.
Well, there you go. Lose yourself at that party. It's going to do you a world of good.
Dance on the table.
All right?
Yeah,
All righty.
And the second card, again, is the 4 of Cups, Mary. It's the first one, Cups. It's emotions, but it doesn't necessarily, it's all emotions, not just love, this and that. It's emotion, right? Now we have the 4 of Cups here, Mary. So as you can see, what is it? There's something, when it's, you have all this fulfillment around you, but yet instead of appreciating it and grasping it and holding it, Mary thinks there's some void there. Why? I don't know. And even thinking of that, Mary, about about wanting maybe a little more. You don't have to look far. It's out there just waiting for you to grasp that also. So don't despair, Mary. Things are better than the way you sound, and I can tell you that. All cups, Mary. Now we come, right?
Ooh, I know what that is. I know what that is.
The 5 of Cups, Mary, when I read cards, every card is positive. Every card is positive, even though people may think it's negative. Just look at the card, Mary. Forget about regrets and look at it. No use crying over spilt milk. What's done is done. Again, we appreciate what you have, but a lot of people do that, Well, you're saying you do now, but do you really, or are there some things,
I really do.
if
What
only...
I have, I appreciate everything I have. I really do. I'm a very humble person.
Very good. Very good. So, but I'm still getting the sense, Mary, that there's something that's sort of, shall we say, keeps putting a pothole in front of you that you keep stumbling
I want
in.
another Cadillac.
So there you have to go. I mean, the part that might sort of be a little bit on your mind, that's perplexing to you right now. Here we are, Mary. You got to have faith. You got the willpower. You got the strength. Pretty soon, in the not too distant future, you're gonna, notice it, and you're gonna take that first step for healing. So there you have it, Mary. It's all emotions, though.
Yeah.
Mary,
So-
I don't know why this came to me, but someone's gonna ask you for money and don't give it to them.
I agree. Thank you. I'll concur with you.
I don't know why they.
I don't have money to give.
Well, actually,
and that's easy.
Mary used to be my bodyguard when I was in nursing school. I started fighting, she'd finish it for me.
Yeah.
Many years ago.
Started all the time. He'd come back at me.
Well, $1,000 to someone is $1 million to someone else. So.
Yeah. Mary, I'm also looking. There's a lot more healing coming into your body because you're not allowing that negative energy to control you.
No,
Okay.
won't let it.
I actually see you moving. Do you want to move from where you are?
No,
Okay.
no, I really don't.
All right, because you have, I'll put it this way, you have a chance to if you want to.
Yeah, I do. I really do have a chance to go somewhere, but I like it where I'm
Well,
at.
how long have you been there now?
7 years.
7 years. We just saw Scott
Well,
and I going on 15 years. Well, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
In
But
fact, Crystal was sitting right next to me looking at TV.
well, hi, Crystal. Yeah,
Meow.
when Mary comes on my show, we stop at Market Basket. I have to buy one of those barbecue chickens so that Mary can take it home, and Crystal will open up the package and
wow.
help herself to the chicken. Right, Mary?
Yes, she will. And the funny part, when she opens it up, she doesn't chew on the plastic on it that's wrapped up.
Right.
She makes sure she gets to that chicken.
Which is a good thing. But I also will tell you, Mary, that I don't know that you cannot have, as much as you love your cousins, you cannot have her come and live with you.
Oh, I could never, because she can't walk anymore.
Okay, because
She
they're gonna
has
try.
to have help getting out of her bed and into a wheelchair,
no.
because she can't walk. Her legs are gone.
Oh no! Yeah, she's
Yeah,
been to my
no, she
house for
can't walk
cookouts
anymore.
and all that, you know. But I also will tell you that lady that we performed the memorial service for at the cemetery.
Yeah.
Boy, she has let me know how proud she is of you being her aunt.
Yeah, that's my Robin.
Right. And I also will tell you, you might be getting some news concerning your sister. And I don't
Really?
want, and it's not in good, favorable news, but I don't want you to feel guilty.
I figured that much
Okay.
sooner or later.
Yeah. Because, you know what? You don't owe her anything.
No, I don't.
Okay?
No, I do not owe her nothing.
Okay, you know. And so, but I do see a lot more healing, and you are going to get your Cadillac.
I miss my caddy. I really do.
She was a little old lady from Pasadena with a red Cadillac. Believe me,
And I
when
want it red.
yeah,
I like
when-
my
when-
other one.
Mary, you could buy one of those new electric Cadillacs.
No, I wouldn't want electric, because where I live, there's no place. I wouldn't want one anyway, because it costs too much for batteries. Like one battery is like $1,500 for one battery.
I think it's more than that. I know.
You can have 4 to 5 batteries
she,
in a
she
car.
would she would put your truck driver back it up to shame with her truck. That's how good she was. I'm hanging on to mine. Oh my God, we're gonna do this. She zipped that big red Cadillac into that parking space. There was very little room,
Yeah.
but she zipped it right in there like there was no tomorrow.
Get the Cadillac, Mary.
Yeah.
Well, I used to drive a flatbed years ago.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Mary.
But Mary, I do see it's going to take 2 more years, but I do see you getting the Cadillac. Almost like the same replica of the red Cadillac that you had.
Yeah, like I do. I miss my caddy.
Yeah. You know.
For the ride and everything else, what I got out of it all those years I had it.
Hey, Glenn went to
I was
Africa,
24
huh?
years old. I was 24 years old when I sold it.
Right.
It had 52,000 miles on it.
Wow.
Yeah. Glenn went to Africa, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Well, I wish
Yeah,
him well.
And he should be coming back.
We'll see.
I got a message from him. He should be coming back, I think, Friday.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I got to give him credit. I never really believed that he was going to go. I got to have embarrassed face and said he actually went.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So, and if he's happy with it, more power to him. You know.
Yep. I say, I don't care where you can go, or Africa, or Hawaii, whatever. If you can make it there, God bless you.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know. Okay, well, Mary, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to
Alrighty.
give you a call. I'll check on Facebook, and I'll let you know if we see you on there.
Alrighty.
All righty. Have a great day.
Catch you
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
Catch you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye, Mary.
What
Bye, Crystal.
This one?
Okay. Like I was saying, the old Mike has gone away. There's going to be time when the old Mike is going to want to resurface, but I know that you're strong enough to say no.
Right.
Okay, because the so-called friends that
If you're
you
talking about
have-
like habits and stuff,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I definitely cut that out. of my
Okay.
life. I
But
used to
some of the
do
old friends that they had.
recreational
Right, you know,
things
things,
that
yeah, you know.
I don't have time for
You know,
right now.
and you're going to find out who your true friends really are now.
Well, that sucks because no one wants to do that. No one wants to be put in that position where you have to find out who your true friends are.
Oh, when I gave up drinking,
Take all the fake friends I can get.
I'll tell you what, when I gave up, another one? Okay. Welcome to Nords Community Corner.
Hello, is this Norm's Community Corner?
Yes, it is.
Hello, I'd like to say I'm really enjoying your show. It's splendid.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. We're having a lot of fun.
Hi, this is Jim.
Yeah, I know.
You, Norm.
I know. Hey, you're getting pretty...
I just want to tell Gonzo that I've been studying his mural from downtown, and half the poems I've written lately, he's inspired. He's a very good artist.
Thanks, Jim. I appreciate that.
Hey, you're getting pretty... You're
welcome,
getting to be...
sir.
You're becoming quite a celebrity, aren't you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not aware of that.
You're on these different... You're on Glenn's show, right?
I try to help him with that telecast.
Yeah. And you're on... And you help Mary out, and you have your own. And you want to tell everybody about your show?
Oh, Jim Oliveira. I do the Poets Podium. I love writing poems, and I have a half-hour show every other week, and I'm enjoying it. And I just want to say hi to Easy G. He couldn't make it. I guess he's having some problems, and I just want to wish him well too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, thanks for the wishes.
Yeah. You know, keep up the good work, Jim.
All right, Norm. I just wanted to say hi, and I'm surprised to see Gonzo sitting by your side, but he's a very talented guy. He really is.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I have a lot. Well, I think we both have a lot of respect for each other.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know.
His use of colors right up there with Anthony Williams, only he goes into a Picasso mode.
Right. He's a great.
I'll let you go now.
Yeah, he does a great expressional mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Okay.
sad.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Right.
Okay,
Hey,
bye.
thanks, Jim.
Bye.
You know, if I remember this guy, he's the one that did the poem.
Yeah.
I never got to see that, but I heard when you hear that stuff, what's better than that?
Yeah.
It's to hear someone's writing a poem about your art.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
That's like the validation everyone's looking for, you know.
Well, yeah, well, that's like when I get people calling and
It's
like
nice.
with you and say, like this one lady called me and told me that 300 psychics and 3 doctors said that her daughter could not have a child, and I kept saying, "You're going to have a baby." No, we're not. No, we're not. She ended up having twins. You know, well, I will never tell anybody that we're 100%.
So I think I know where you're going. The creative space, yes, that's
Yeah.
always going to come out.
Right.
The death, you know, I think that would be like, you know, the drugs and stuff
Yeah,
I used to
yeah,
do in
yeah, right.
the past, you know,
Right.
before I had something to look forward
Yeah.
to. I always saw myself fading away, burning out, and now I want to live longer for my kids. I can see that death of that lifestyle. I can see the imperfect beauty. I can see all this. You know, I get your vibe.
Yeah. Self-involved. Sometimes you become.
Where's the money, Norm?
Right. When you become self-involved, sometimes you forget the surroundings that you're at, because when you're doing your artwork, whatever you're doing, you got to start learning how to train your mind to be with your little ones.
So I
okay?
put my headphones on
Yeah.
sometimes just so people won't approach me, because I
Right,
just
yeah,
want
yeah.
selfishly
that
to do
tranquility,
my
yeah,
art.
yeah.
But
Oh,
you're right about
financially,
that.
I don't see a big change that's coming, but I see it's gonna.
No,
You're
I'm
gonna
good.
be okay.
I'm good.
Okay. You're not all about the money. That's why you're going to be selling a lot of painting. That's why you're going to be carrying strong, and you're really going to be doing okay.
I think the only way to be a success in art is because the people who make you are the ones that know. All right, this guy. You can't be an overnight success.
Oh,
That's
no.
why you always hear a 20-year overnight success, because that's kind of just how it goes. You gotta get lucky, but you also gotta be ready when you get that lucky break.
Yeah. Well, like with me, I've been doing this for over 50 years. And the last 10 years is when I started becoming recognized and started being successful. I had to lose everything to get anything. You know, and when you, and much like with you, you're finding a lot more success within you, right?
Yeah, I was just relating myself to what you're talking about there, and everything in life you have to pay your dues,
Oh yeah.
put your effort into it, and I'm financially well off. I set for life, and how did I get there? I worked.
Worked your ass off.
I worked, and I worked.
And that
And-
government didn't give you anything.
The what?
The government didn't give you anything.
No, they took a lot. They were taking out of my check more than the average person makes in a week.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just incredible what the government took. And so to get things in life, you have to pay your dues.
Oh, absolutely.
You have to work, whatever form of work you call that. Nothing is for free. And it's like your artist stuff. If you're relying on that, you got to have a plan.
Yeah.
Your plan has got to be, how can you turn that into money? So you either work weekends at flea markets, set up stands, whatever. You have to bring that to certain people. Certain vineyards are higher dollar than others.
Yeah.
I know a friend of mine that's doing a lot of artwork. His type of artist is skeletons and that type. You don't take that to a
boat
rich
show.
town and expect to sell that, because those people are offended by that. So pick your avenue where you want to go and present it. And a lot of it is preparation, presenting, and displaying, and find the right crowd, and you will make money.
Which is my total weakness. So I hear that, and I have no. So I can't say. Here's the thing. I just want to create, and I don't really fit in a niche. But you can tell from 20 paintings, from 20 thumbnails that I did those. But like, I will draw a skeleton, but I will draw a duck. I will draw a skeleton duck. It's kind of like I call out audibles as I go.
Yeah.
You know, the discipline to not draw, horns and, turn them into a goat is hard to do, because I go off course a lot. But I want to hand this to Norm and it to kind of look like Norm, so I stuck on the script.
Well,
Take a picture of that.
you're creating what's coming out of you. That's
Right.
your uniqueness.
And
So
then
don't fade away from that, because if you follow somebody else's road, you're going to be them.
And you'll see right through it.
Yeah.
And once you find the niche for that, you're going to do well.
Yeah.
This
I
is
think I'm going to do well. I
this
just gotta
card
get
here.
to what you're saying.
This card here is exciting.
Healing.
You're healing. You're healing from the old thoughts. You're healing from there. And as you're healing, you're showing more love to your wife. You're healing. You're showing more love to your daughter and the
To everyone. I've
Everyone.
been kind of just making it my mission to brighten, to make someone's day.
Yeah.
Like, whether it's through art, handing a stranger, like, I took a picture of a homeless guy and went and drew it, and I know that guy would be there the next day because he's always there. And the next day I handed it to him in a frame, and he just couldn't believe that someone would take the time to draw him that. Like, that, I could got, $300 for that. But I wanted him to have, I wanted this guy to not just be, giving up. Like, I don't try to save the world, I try to save someone's world. If that makes any sense.
Yeah,
But that comes from that.
and that's where it said healing.
Because what's better feeling than that?
What's your addiction?
Well, I mean, back then,
No, right now. What's your addiction?
I'm obsessed with validation, I guess. I mean, if you ask other people, they're probably more accurate.
Your addiction. What drives you?
I mean, creating.
It's your art.
Yeah, it's it. I mean,
So your
unfortunately.
addiction that you got to get your fix on every day is creating. And where does that addiction start from? From your family, from the love. Let that feed through you onto your print.
Well, I guess I'm not understanding what you mean.
In other words, he's saying because art is your addiction.
Don't separate the two, you're saying?
No. Keep them together.
No, your addiction. Everybody has an addiction.
Right, yeah.
And your passion, your addiction is the art inside you. Right now you're going through the family stage
Yeah.
with your kids. You want a family. You want all that.
and I
So
need to be
use
more
that,
present.
Use
Yeah.
that positive love and let that express through you. What you just did with that street guy, homeless,
Yeah,
why did you do that? That was
I-
out of love.
I felt like he was gonna kill himself. To be
Right.
honest.
That was out of love. You showed him, somebody cared enough to actually draw a picture of him.
Mm.
That's your creativity that's coming out. That's your addiction. Let
This
that
is a
addiction flow.
fantastic
Yeah.
show.
No, you're right about that. Now, is it? So I always got, which I don't know if it's selfish or not, but I always think that one of the most selfish things I do is give people like I love the feeling I get when I do something like that.
Yep.
That's not selfish.
I'm not looking for comments on Facebook. I'm not looking for, like when Polly C's dad died, I made a big picture of him. I did that for him. I didn't do it on the radio show. I didn't do it on the air. I did it for him. And it ended up, him writing something on Facebook really sweet. But that was not my intention. My intention was to cheer him up. And it meant a lot to him. And I know what it means to people to get a portrait done of them.
What you're doing is God's work.
Sort of, yeah.
It's coming through you.
Yeah.
God's taking your creativity and allowing you to put it into material things and pass on to touch another soul. That's powerful.
Yeah.
Right.
That's powerful.
And I wouldn't do it for anyone that I didn't respect.
That
or
spirit,
love
you know
too,
what?
But
You
I
actually
felt like
were
that guy
able-
needed that. I
Right.
did feel like that guy
Oh, yeah.
needed that.
Remember, the spirit guided you to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Didn't you feel awesome afterwards?
Yeah, I did, and I got a better reaction than I thought I would.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
the guy was telling, after that, I felt like, I felt like he didn't kill himself because of it. And honest to God,
No, that's true.
I don't
Right.
know.
He's gonna cherish that for many years to come.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not just a picture of him.
Yeah,
He could have done that with a camera or anything else.
yeah,
Somebody took inside themselves and made it happen in reality. And he's holding that and he's seeing that love.
right.
He's going to cherish that. So you could have just changed that whole person's life about his perspective of what he was thinking before he got that. Somebody cared about him enough to capture his soul in that picture.
And I've taken, when I was doing, outside street art, the Jersey barriers in front of businesses, I've had it perfect, and then I've taken the theme, and someone would be, sad about something, so to cheer him up, I'll do 4 pillars just on him, so that next time he walks by, he sees it, and he's like, holy crap, someone, you're right, there is someone that gets it, and
Yeah.
I'm not, you say God's work, it's such a heavy thing to think about. I'm not doing, like, humbly, I want to say, no, I'm not doing God's work. God's, doing his work. But, deep down, yeah, I do understand that.
Where do you think the creation comes from?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
It's coming through you.
Yeah.
We're all conduits of God.
I mean, there are times where my hands just move and I don't even know
Exactly.
what's going on.
See, I call it the universal spirit,
Yep.
but it all means one thing. See, but next week, Dave, you're coming back on, right?
I'm coming back
week,
on
we
next
got,
week.
I'm excited. We got Ross Terrio coming on,
All right.
from 1-7, and we have his friend Cole. He's coming on. I forgot his name, but
And me, I
No,
remember Ross.
Republican,
I
huh?
know.
Yeah, I'm an old-fashioned
Yeah,
Republican.
you are. I'm the first Democrat
Right.
on the
Exactly.
planet.
You really are. Well, you enjoy.
I must be the first Democrat
You
you've
enjoy.
ever had on.
Yeah, but that's why I don't discuss politics, because I have my views, they have theirs, and I wish that some of the Republicans that are running for candidate would stop slamming and looking back at, just start telling what they're going to do if they win, okay? And then this is another one. You must know her, Sarah Beth Moldry.
So
She's in charge of Intel Manchester.
So her husband does trivia nights and does a segment on the morning show, and that's the extent. I don't know her. I know she's a fantastic singer and all that. So
Who's that?
I'm Sarah Moldry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's
Ooh.
a great singer. That's how I know who she
Thank
is.
you. I'm going to get her to sing for us.
Wow.
She's got,
Yes.
without knowing her, I know one thing about her. She's got a voice that is just angelic. It really is.
All right. Folks, tune in. And then I have my friend who's a paranormal from Maine. You met him, Eric Bolt Hardy.
What? Did I?
Big man.
Oh,
Okay?
I think I
I
did,
always
yeah.
tell him I'm going to rub his leg when he comes on, and then he takes all the fun and says, "Go ahead." So takes all the fun of picking on him away, you know. And then I got to recheck because Mike Lopez is Democrat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I got to give him a call to confirm. And then yours and my good friend Liz Santana is coming on, and she's bringing on another lady friend of hers. Too, okay, and we were right about her. Another one, you know. So, folks, I really
Amazing,
have,
isn't it?
Yeah, I really have what I like to think of as an exciting month of November and now.
Good lineup,
Okay.
Norm.
And I sent out one to Bob Burns, who's running for congressman on our district, and I got to try to get Don Baldwin. And I invite the Democrats, but they don't respond back.
Well, I don't know. I don't know why people are so hung up on partisan,
Oh, yeah.
considering aldermen and mayors are literally nonpartisan elections, which is just
Right,
ridiculous
yeah.
to say that. But if that's the direction they're going, I mean, one thing I will say about every candidate, they love Manchester.
Oh,
Why you doing it otherwise? Even like Joe Kelly Lavasser gets a lot of flack from Hopwood and all that.
Yep.
He wouldn't do it if he didn't love the city.
no doubt. I don't want him
Same
there,
thing
but I
with
like him as an alderman.
Same thing with our current mayor. You know, she wouldn't do it. She didn't love our city. Victoria Sullivan wouldn't run if she didn't love the city.
Right.
So anyone that puts their hat in, good for you. You're doing more than I'm doing.
You know, on our alderman, Bill Berry,
Yeah.
he and I have, even though we have different views politically, and we don't discuss them, we get together, we work together for the ward, for the youth. Like we worked on the Sweetie Park. Okay, we worked to help improve that. We didn't let the Democrat or the Republican get it in
Shouldn't-
here.
Well, that's
Labels
how you
should
get
not
things
fall.
done.
Yeah, and we worked
That's how
together.
you get things done.
Ross Terrio, he's a Republican.
Oh, yeah.
All I knew him was as the Republican who had the safe station opinion.
Right.
But when he left Ward 13, which I host with John Hopwood, we went out and we had a conversation. And it's amazing what a 10-minute conversation with anybody in the world. You take anybody you don't know, and if you think you hate them, spend time with them. I bet you walk out of it, well, either hating them more, or but most likely you're going to see eye to eye, at least have an agreement to not talk politics, and how can we go from it? You know, there's still the human aspect to
This
everybody.
is one of the reasons why I will not run for alderman, because I do have a lot of respect for Bill Berry. I really do. And we don't, you know, he runs a different ticket than I do, and that's okay. But when you call him, he's there. Like, there was this, I got to tell you about this. This is a good, you need a good laugh, right? They had this guy who was complaining about the General Tire on South Main Street,
The
because they
homeless
were
kid?
parking their cars all on our side of on our street, on the side of the road, which is perfectly legal. But yeah, and Bill Berry said nothing we can do. But then when the guy moved his cars, the same guy that was complaining is parking 4 to 7 cars there
There
too.
you go,
You
see?
know, so I'm there. What the heck, you know? But you know.
So his
and-
complaint was he wanted his
He
spot.
Right,
wanted
yeah.
his spots.
and
That's
he
right.
needed,
There's
he, was-
always
he
a-
complained about everything.
Yeah, there's always an objective to
Yeah.
why people are complaining.
Yeah.
When you complain too much, when that big one comes, no one's going to hear you out. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
problem. You just pick and choose your complaints.
And the one thing that the one thing I know that it's going to take a little more, but you're going to be very successful in the artwork, in the art field.
I'm getting that. I was been getting that the whole show.
One thing I'm getting is your hands.
Your hands are very creative.
I'm a gardener. I have a green thumb.
Is that aerosol?
I do spray
Spray
paint from
bombs?
time to time, but this is actually food coloring. I mix my own paints. I mix my own colors so that I'm unique to other artists. Like I'll
Okay,
take
well,
a
don't. What I'm getting is those are toxins.
Yeah, I know.
They leach into your system,
yeah.
and over time, that's going to build up.
Yeah, that's just something
So
I have to
keep
deal
your,
with.
Keep your hands clean.
Yeah.
Even food coloring is toxin.
Unfortunately, that's not a non-factor for me.
Everything
I'm never
that
gonna
we
make
do.
anything of. I get it. I get it all the time, and I started just wearing a mask for the first time.
Yeah.
I don't really care what I like before. You know, image thing.
Your
but I don't
health.
really care.
Your health is priority.
Yeah. But I
learned
did get a
that the hard
checkup.
way.
I did get a checkup, and my lung capacity is
You're
good
young.
and all that. So it's,
You're
but
young.
yeah, it's nothing
gonna-
I want to keep.
It's going to catch up with you.
You're
Right
right.
now, they're leaching into your system and a little bit at a time. So
Well, art's in my blood.
Yeah. One thing that I
For
learned,
sure.
yeah, but you don't
For
need the
sure.
color in there.
No. I learned how
Green,
to. I always thought I was invisible. I think we all did
Oh,
the
yeah.
other day, And even when the doctors were warning me about my sugar problem, nah, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. And then I went for my last. If it hadn't been for my son and daughter-in-law, I would have never gone and had a checkup. And that's when I found out I had a high sugar level, but now I'm gonna get under control.
When you talk about that, the human body is probably the most incredible, absolutely the most incredible thing here on earth. Because man cannot even figure it out.
No.
The human body will protect itself, it'll develop itself.
Yeah.
If you feed it and nutrition it right, it'll cure anything. Hospitals don't cure you. Hospitals you go into a hospital because you have a problem. They're problem fixers.
They ham it up.
They're not healthcare people. They don't teach you health. They teach you repair. So that's what you got to understand.
Welcome to Norm's Community Corner.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Just watching your show and stuff.
How are you enjoying it?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
We're
So
talking about a little bit about COVID and everything.
yeah. Yeah.
So Sunday, I had a really stuffed up head and everything, and sinuses and short of breath. And I went to CMC emergency, and they did all their tests and everything, came back everything, x-rays and everything, normal and everything.
Yeah.
And they did a little bit of a swab of my nose and came back and told me I have a mild case of COVID-19. I was totally shocked.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like I had the sniffles for a week, and all that, and people automatically assume that you had the COVID-19.
Mhm.
Anyone can get it. I got vaccinated and got it.
Yeah, and that's it. So
I mean,
my
it's
theory
not
is,
your fault if you get it.
yeah, they want you to have the shots, but the people can still get it. Why?
Which blows me away.
You know?
And then
I have my shot. I got shot twice.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the third one, and you can still get it.
Yeah,
So
But you don't die from it, is what they're
that's
saying.
not true.
No, that's what they're saying.
Yeah,
First they said you'll never get it.
yeah.
Now it's like, well,
Well, 48 or 43 pregnant women that got the shots died.
yes.
wow, I was just
Now,
reading
that's a
an
different
article
story,
today.
Being carrying an unborn child. I
Yeah.
mean, that's something that's totally different for
Yeah.
a woman being pregnant.
Yeah.
You're
I really don't see
you've
you.
got another human being in there,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah. But I'm not a doctor, but I don't see that. Did you have a slight case of the COVID? I look at more of the flu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't look
I
at the
just-
COVID.
I can't get over it because I was playing Nichols Friday with my friends, so I went around and alerted all of them. They came back today and tell me they're all negative, and it's like, okay, then where the hell I get this at?
Right.
But you know, there's so many false positives now. My nephew tested positive for COVID. He went the next day negative. Does it-
Well, my son did have the COVID-19, and we thought we was going to lose him. That's how bad it went.
well,
But then-
I think I got it when it first started.
and I also believe it never, ever leaves your system. If
No,
they
you're
want
right.
to, I think
I
it's
had
like
it
the
like
flu.
3 months,
Yeah.
2 months ago, and they say the smell thing, it's a real thing. I couldn't smell and I'm just getting
My
it back.
son took me to the hospital, and after 23 years of having his brother's kidney, he jumped out of the chair because now he's on dialysis, waiting for another kidney, and he ran out of the room because his safety is my priority, for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. By the way, he's going to get that new kidney.
I hope so.
I will believe for you. What do you think, Dave? How's your Dave again? What do you know?
Well, I'm feeling that, but it's what people got to get out of their minds, they just buy so much into this fear. It is not a death sentence.
No.
You know, people hear COVID, oh, I'm going to die. That
Yeah,
is
no.
so far from the truth.
Who built that up?
Well, we know who built it up,
Right.
but I mean,
I'm
people, bodies
talking
do
about
it.
like
Hmm?
her son
Pushing the
having a
vaccine.
You know,
kidney.
exactly.
I actually see her son having a kidney transplant. Okay, and it's going to take another couple years, and he's going to be fine. And I don't blame him for running out of the room, and I don't blame you for, wanting, because you only want the best for him.
Right.
But
I mean, we've been through this 23 years ago, and
Yeah.
it's like, it's what it is,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I accept what it is, and, I just have faith in God, and God's going to do his job, you know
That's
what I'm saying? And that's all there is to it.
yeah, well, God did his job when I had my left breast removed, cured from cancer, and I had a prostate cancer, and God healed me of all the cancer in my body.
Right. If
Yeah.
you always go around and having faith and having a positive, attitude towards things,
Yeah.
that's the way I look at it,
Yeah. That's it.
So-
If you don't, I love your energy. She has great energy.
Mhm.
Can you feel it? She has positive. I love it because she has that. She's not going to let like that collectible BS to get her down. She's not going to, and she has such a strong healing
very
energy
positive.
that like
COVID positive.
that no matter what hits her, she has the energy that's healing her.
And
Right.
that's the one thing that weakens the immune system, which is the biggest defense, is
Yeah.
fear.
Yeah.
So stay positive.
Yeah, and that's what I love her
Right.
example. I love that she has that. I actually am very honored that you call in and let us know because your energy is very inspiring.
Well, that's what people need is they need to look forward and be more positive instead of being this negative and, it will eventually go away,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's going to take time,
Yeah.
and everybody needs to pitch together to help out.
10 days it takes.
What
That's
is it
how long
called?
took me.
What's that song? We Are the People.
We are the world.
Yeah, that'll be like me. My son asked me not to sing on TV. But if we all work together for the betterment of each other, would this be an awesome, awesome world?
They're the choice we're making.
Yeah.
Right. Another singer here.
One thing I am concerned about, there is going to be
All around.
another so-called virus coming in January.
Yeah, I think there is too.
Okay.
There
Well-
is going to be another uproar again.
Oh, yeah.
Well, of course, but the midterms are coming up.
Yeah. And the thing that bothers me the most is it's going to affect children more than adults.
Yeah, it already
Right.
is.
They're going to have you run to the pediatrician.
Well, that's when people start losing their, you know what.
Well, their focus is to inject all the kids.
Yeah.
So they've been building up to this, and their whole plan, their master plan, is falling right in line, just like the history. If you study the
Right.
history, you're going to see the fear. They built the fear up, and then they kept going. And then when they come out with the vaccine, people were lining up like sheep. Yeah, give me a shot, give me a shot. And then they keep. The politicians are pushing this so bad. They're not doctors. They're not healthcare workers.
Why do you think the
The
end
number
game
one,
is?
the number one thing is build up your immune system. Take care of yourself.
Right.
Stay positive, and you can defeat anything they throw at you. But when you go into the fear and you buy their fear that they're driven, you're going to get sick.
I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask all of the people here on the panel as well. Is I make a comment. I wonder how many newborn babies that are born that are getting those shots and the parents are not aware of it.
I don't know. I mean, how would I know? If I
That's what
had
I'm saying.
if I
Do you
had a
think
kid-
it happens?
Yeah, I mean, if I had my child
I
in
don't know.
January, I wouldn't know if they did it or not.
Right.
But
you
I
do.
really do. And I honestly
just
believe
don't know.
through spirit,
Do you know
through
FEMA?
Nostradamus.
FEMA
Yeah.
out of Wisconsin took a busload of doctors and nurses and bussed them all the way down to Texas to replace the doctors and nurses that refused to get a vaccine. And the FEMA workers are not vaccinated themselves. Tell me what's going on there.
Well, look at the Democrats.
All these healthcare workers, they worked all this time before even vaccines were around. And now that the vaccines are around, it's
Now
like
they're firing them.
throwing them all under the bus.
Because FEMA is government control.
I have a very good friend who spent 18 years in the military. And because they're refusing to get the shot, now he is facing court-martial.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's dictatorship.
But why?
Because he's
But
refusing.
why is she refusing?
Because first of all, her beliefs are in her own, and she had,
There you go.
yep.
What's the matter with that,
Yeah.
though?
And she had one
With
shot, and she
refusal.
almost died out of it. So she said, "No, I'm not getting another one."
I
And
mean,
after 18 years, you know what? That's pretty sad.
I don't see.
Well, the next shot may be different.
Yeah, but
You never know.
No.
but when did the shots stop?
Now they got the booster
First it
shot.
was one shot, then it was 2 shots, now it's 3 shots.
Yeah, they got the booster shots.
I mean, when's it going to stop? In the
Yeah.
meantime, I think I had COVID when it first started, so I'm immune. Why should I get the shots?
Well, there's a good feeling
It's
you're
going to
going
be like
through
every
it,
year
you're
when you
coming
go
out
to
of
get
it.
a flu
I
shot.
I've never
think
gotten a
you'll
flu
get
shot.
Eventually down the road.
I've never gotten a flu shot.
And you know, the one thing that I've been thinking about is that first they had the flu shot. Now they got the shingles
shot.
Now they got the tetanus shot. Now
And
they
pneumonia,
got the
pneumonia.
shot.
I've got none of them.
Measles. Yeah, I had
got
the
none of
flu
them.
shot, and that I was never so sick of my life.
But you know, one thing you were talking about how your body heals itself, but this is a natural herb, right? Echinacea. They tell you when you get COVID, they tell you it's in your lungs for 2 weeks. Why don't they say take echinacea? Because what does echinacea do? It opens the sacs in your lungs and drains your
And then
lungs.
the problem-
that's a
So if
cure.
it's not
So why is
Yeah.
it?
right, well, if it's not
Yeah, but-
incubating in your lungs,
Yeah.
then how can you get
But
COVID?
everybody's body and immune system are not the same.
Well, I
Absolutely
understand
not.
that, but helping them is helping them.
You know, and you know, the doctors will say we're practicing medicine.
Right.
That's
I mean,
a good
you know,
point. That's a good point. You just made everybody's body's not the same.
No.
But yet the vaccine is the same for everybody.
Right.
How do you explain that?
Yeah, they can't. You know, and I also found out that Harris's husband is a head legal attorney for the big pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of money. Every time my son went to CNC to have the COVID test, $100.
Yeah. Big business.
Now, did you have to pay? Well, you went through the emergency now. They charge you for that, right? For the COVID test?
They probably will.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I have United
pretty-
Health and I have
Yeah.
Medicare, but,
Yeah.
you know, there'll probably be a portion that I'll have to pay,
Yeah.
you know, but
See, that's my biggest
I
Better
thought
than
Medicare
dying.
Medicare still pays for the COVID test.
They do.
I thought Medicare still does.
I still have.
But like he said, there's no
What?
such thing as a
I
free
still
lunch.
had to pay.
You
The-
did?
the
It's
government-
free
I
to
thought
us,
they-
but it's-
Medicare
I
still
say
pays.
$100.
Taxes
Wow.
are paying for all this
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, and not only that, but you know, you cannot, you can't, you know, I never realized how many sick people there are in this world. When I
Oh,
go
there's a
to
lot of sick
Hitchcock,
people,
when
not
I go
just
to the
physically.
Hitchcock parking lot, I'd like $1 just for every car for one day, or you go to the Yelly, or you go to CNC. It's a money-making matter.
It sure is.
You know. Well, honey, I gotta do me a favor. Give us a call next week. I want to find out how you're doing. Okay?
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much
okay.
for listening.
Yeah, anytime. Give us a call. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
You go, Norm. I finished
Ooh,
it.
see you then.
Let's see.
Ooh, isn't that
Yeah, it
awesome?
looks better on TV.
Yeah. Can you grab a picture of that? Yeah, he's gonna put it right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like Norm. You got two Norms up there.
Yeah.
There you go.
That does look like me. Hold one end, I'll hold the other.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's got the Obama poster look that you love. That was not intentional, but No, that's kind of my style, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I like this stuff. Look
take
at
a
the
step
smile.
back to see it. You know,
Next time
from
you
there
come
it's
on.
weird, but back, you know, in a little, and you can kind of see. it's
Next time you
not-
come on, we'll have to do a portrait of you, Dave.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's like impressionism. Like from far away, you can see.
There
Oh
you
yeah, that's normal. Okay, I see.
I'll send that a picture of that picture of you and I when this to your messenger.
No, you know what it is. I do the Hopwood show. We always come out. We have a post
Yeah,
show conversation. You know, and you know.
that
like
is
I
so
said.
awesome.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll give you a hug, but I don't know if that's manly for you.
No, I'll hug anyone. I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, the thing
Isn't
is,
that awesome?
the thing is, hug.
Do I have time?
I don't want to hug you, but hugs are very
Oh,
important in
okay.
life. I feel like.
Well, ladies
I
and
want to hug
gentlemen,
this guy.
thank you. Thank you for watching. I think we had a great show here. Next week, tune in for Ross and Brian, Ross Terrell and Brian Cole coming on. And remember, folks,
And Bob.
and Bob, Dave Bob. And remember, every day, you're the winner.